We all have concerns about money. The book of Ecclesiastes talks about money several different times. And in fact, after Solomon has been talking in chapter 2 about his disgust and despair about life, he launches off onto something about all the things that he's worked for and all the wealth that he's accumulated. And he begins by saying in chapter 2, verse 18, I hated all my toil. Once again, he's being very pessimistic in his outlook, but he says, I hated all my toil in which I had toiled under the sun, seeing that I must leave it to the man who will come after me. And who knows whether he will be wise or a fool. Yet he will be master of all for which I have worked and strived and used my wisdom under the sun. This also is vanity. It's meaningless. It's futile is what he's trying to say. So I turned about and gave my heart up to despair over all the toil of my labors under the sun, because sometimes a person who has toiled with wisdom and knowledge and skill, which are all very commendable, by the way, wisdom, knowledge, and skill, but the person sometimes who has toiled that way must leave everything to be enjoyed by someone who did not toil for it. This also is vanity and a great evil. What has a man from all the toil and strivings of his heart with which he toils beneath the sun? For all his days are full of sorrow, and his work is a vexation. Even in the night, his heart does not rest. This also is vanity. When you look at what he says about toil and labor, and the byproduct of that, of course, is money and wealth, but he says two or three things that really need to speak to us today. He says, first of all, you can't keep it. He says, one day I'm going to die and I'm going to have to leave what I have and all the work that I've done to somebody else. So don't be wrapped up and enamored by money and by things and by labor and toil, because you can't keep it. And then you can't guarantee it, because after all, the next thing he says is the person you leave this to, the person who inherits this, or the person who accumulates this after your departure, well, he might be wise, he might be a fool, he might increase what you have, he might lose it all. So you can't guarantee your money. And then, in addition to the fact that you can't keep it and that you can't guarantee it, he goes on to say that all of that put together means you can't even enjoy it. You see, when money and things and work and labor become our chief object, our chief focus, and we're so concerned and caught up about our money and our things and our labor and our toil, and we're worried about what's going to happen after we're gone, don't we realize after we're gone, we don't need those things. They're only necessary for right now. Enjoy what you have. Enjoy what God has blessed you with. Don't put your faith in those things. Put your faith in God.